Well, hello, I'm Joanna with Blissful Baby Sleep Coaching, and I'm so excited to be here with Liz and Andy, who we are talking about their 9-month-old baby. We just finished doing some amazing sleep coaching. So, thanks for being here, you guys. I really appreciate you sharing your story.
Of
Um,
course.
so, the first question I'd love to ask is, what was life like before you called me?
Well, we were not sleeping very much. The baby was waking up every hour or two. We felt like we were losing our minds. We did not know how to solve that problem, and we were just stuck and getting upset with each other and not able to fix that problem ourselves. And I realize now that I had depression because I wasn't getting any sleep.
Hmm.
Yeah, we were at pretty much rock bottom. We were both getting bad sleep. Mom was doing the brunt of the work. I felt really inadequate, but also there's a lot of frustrations that both of us felt where that left us feeling like what we're walking on eggshells around each other.
Yeah.
And for me, things felt more difficult at night, and especially at night, it felt really inadequate to take care of my son and meet his needs.
Yep.
Yeah,
It,
it's true. It's so hard because when you've got like full-blown sleep deprivation going on, and when you have a situation where mom is a nursing mom and a co-sleeping mom, oftentimes the baby kind of boxes dad out, And so dad shows up to help in the middle of the night. Baby's kind of like, "What are you doing here?" And then mom is like, "I need help." And dad's like, "I'm trying to help, And then all of a sudden it's like dad's had like eggshell walking, kind of resentments, like just all that awkwardness that just happens like that, even though you're both trying to help each other, but you're walking zombies. Yeah.
yep,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So what then made you decide to ask for help? I mean, how did that even happen that you were like, whoa?
We started to talk to a couples counselor to try to work on other issues, and she mentioned that there are sleep specialists. I had no idea. So as soon as we heard that, we got online to look and found you, Joanna, and all your great reviews, and just thought, how could this go wrong? We need help so badly. And then we signed up and just felt like it was a great fit right off the bat.
Yeah, we didn't know there were sleep specialists and sleep coaches out there, and as soon as we found out, we knew that's what we needed, that we were just at that place. And yeah, Joanna's website convinced us to do the first call, and once we talked to you, Joanna, then we knew it was the right fit for us.
Yeah, yeah, and thank you for trusting me. Yeah, that's why I do those sleep strategy sessions because I feel it's an hour-long session and it's just so beneficial to be able just to say, this is what's going on in my life. What is going on? And just get that accurate insight and perspective so that you can make better decisions. And in the case of you guys, it just became really apparent that continued support would have been very, very beneficial for you. But not everybody needs a full sleep coaching package. Many people, I can help them right there on that first, and they go off and take my recommendations and are successful. But some people genuinely need the support ongoing, and you guys were definitely one of those families that were like, yes, I need the support. So
That was us.
Yep.
yeah. And so on that note, what did you like most about getting all that support over the course of multiple weeks that we worked together?
I just felt like I learned so much about our baby and about how sleep works for him. And I feel like we learned as a couple how to problem solve and get through this difficult time with teamwork and not with like the resent that we were feeling earlier.
Mhm.
Um, and the fact that it was very gentle, actually. I was so scared that we were going to have to listen to so much crying, but not many tears at all.
Mhm.
Yeah, for me, I think the pre-training was a big part of it. When we started training, we weren't really ready just to jump in on day one. Like both the parents needed more rest. We needed to figure out daytime logistics and kind of work on naps scheduling a little bit. Our son was teething and going through some other milestone developments, so we kind of had to ride it out for a bit, but it was still extremely helpful to be able to work on how to share the childcare tasks in a way that let both of us try and recharge our own batteries a little bit and get like some space to ourselves. And that ultimately helped make sure that when we finally started training, we were super ready and it was successful. And we actually did it faster than planned, which is really like phenomenal.
Totally. And I should also say, you guys, dad did all the sleep coaching. So remember, they started off with the dynamic where the baby was all about mom every day, all day long, all night long, because she was a nursing co-sleeping mom. And so dad was always kind of boxed out on the outside, but one of their big goals was to, have more co-parenting happening. And so integrating dad as the sleep coach, you would think that that would be harder on the baby, but it was actually easier. And
Mhm.
now, Dad, why don't you tell them like what it's like for you, like you and your little buddy now? I mean, you guys are like,
I mean, it's just easier. Everything's easier in life. Like I enjoy like, waking up feeling happy. He's happy, I'm happy. We enjoy our mornings together, like kind of learn how to take care of my son better. And I mean, just to put in perspective, like my wife was able to go to New York City on her own to officiate her best friend's wedding last weekend. I was able to stay home with my son all weekend long with only like minimal help from my own mom, only in the afternoons, mind you, and like the rest of the day, I was able to handle everything like feeding, naps, um, and bedtime, and it was all easy. It's all like putting, you know, bottle books and put them in the crib, kiss them goodnight, and walk out the door, and and then I can watch basketball or write my manuscripts or call my friends on the back porch while I'm watching on the baby monitor. So yeah, it's a lot better.
oh my God, you guys, all right, can everybody visualize that? Like, I love that. Like
No,
Andy on
it's
the
like
back
literally we went
porch.
from like rock bottom. It took a couple months because the pre-training, but the pre-training is valuable. And then when we finished training, it's like dad's watching basketball on Friday night, the baby's in bed, mom's in New York City. We're in California.
Yeah, it's
And
night and
and we had
day.
that trust, and like
Rest.
yeah, trust that either one of us can take care of the baby for a whole weekend or whatever, and like it's not gonna like bottom us out.
And we
Totally.
all feel closer and happier than ever. Like you and Luca are closer than ever.
Mhm.
We're feeling way better. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel closer with my son and better bonded. Just like I feel like a better parent now, I
Yeah.
feel like I'm more gas in my tank to be there and like be present with them.
It's amazing. And Liz got to go to New York to her best friend's wedding.
Yeah.
And did you ever think in a million years that you would have had the courage to fly across country and leave Andy alone and be like, okay, he's got it. All right, we're fine. My baby and my husband are fine.
I mean, I know that everyone would have stayed alive, but it might have been a lot of drama. And I got to go with literally not a single worry. I just knew they
No
got
guilt. Yeah,
it.
no
Yeah.
guilt.
Zero guilt.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so on that note, we know what sleep kind of looks like now, but kind of tell people like what time does he go to bed? What time does he wake? What's going on with naps? Just so they can like see the difference between the way it was and the way it is now.
Yeah, so I kind of we kind of 5 o'clock is dinner time, so we kind of end the day a little bit on the early side, but dinner at 5, bath at 5:45, then his bottle of formula at 6, and then read him a book at like 6:05, 6:10, and then by 6:15 he's in the crib. You kiss him goodnight, walk out the door, crack a beverage and watch on the monitor on the porch, and he's asleep. He doesn't even cry or fuss anymore at all. He just almost just kind of smiles at us as you walk out the door. I'm not even kidding you. And then like and then yeah, he's asleep by like 6:30, and then he'll sleep till almost 6 a.m. Right now. He's still right around the 6 a.m. mark.
So yeah, so
About
11 and a half hours,
11 and a half hours. And
wakes
his
up
naps are
happy.
good too. So, a couple, at least 2 more hours of daytime naps. So that basically splits up his waking periods into three main waking periods, which is a lot more manageable to deal with as a parent than unpredictable wakings 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. And no more nursing for mom. Mom was ready to wean.
Yep.
And
I
so
was ready.
yeah, she was ready and we did a slow wean. And
Yep.
Hmm.
and we did it so that like it was totally great for you and your lady parts, and it was easy on the baby. So you never felt like your baby was hungry or that you were doing something too not nice to him,
Suddenly.
anything
Nope.
like that. Yeah,
Yep. Exactly. Yep. It was super smooth and was way easier than I would have expected. Never once felt like I was depriving him.
excellent. Excellent. Okay, and so now, so now you guys have a whole new life, right?
Mm.
You've got what I call the hands-free life. And I often say that you guys are now officially part of what I call the well-rested family revolution. So you're newly minted members of the well-rested family revolution. What do you think is now possible for you guys now, that you have this new life, that is possible now that wasn't possible even a month ago? What are you guys looking forward to?
I want to write my book
Okay.
because I have my brain back and I can like
Rain is back.
I could write in the evening or, we take turns on the weekend. Or like I have like a fresh mind again. I was kind of in a brain fog for the first 10. Well, not so much as you. Enough that
Yeah,
I didn't want to write a book or anything.
I mean,
Oh,
we're
you have the
rested.
motivation and the
Mm.
brain. I mean, you have to have you have to have a brain, but you also have to have the motivation. So you have both, which is amazing.
Yes, yeah. We both feel more ourselves. Like we feel like we have some time now for our hobbies and
Hmm.
Andy's work on his manuscripts and um me being able to travel to New York for a weekend and just enjoy time with friends and go on bike rides occasionally. Uh
And we take
we just
turns,
yeah.
and so that we can trust the other one to look after his son. He's getting what he needs. He's
Hmm.
getting his rest. One of us has a chill day, the other one can go out,
Go
or
out and
can have
play.
her grandmothers come over and help.
Oh yeah,
Well,
that's something new. Grandmas can now totally help without them getting too exhausted. That's definitely
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
important for you guys because you have family nearby, and now the family are like, sure, I'll come over. It's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think you guys are planning a trip too over 4th of July. You're gonna go to Idaho and hang out with some friends, and that's probably something you probably would have been like, "Mm, I'm not sure that would be too exhausting, too hard."
Yeah, and I think the key here is planning the trip around our family needs, and just we're gonna stick to our sleep schedule, and we just are gonna commit to that. And it's like seasons of life. Like, we can't do the same vacation we could before we had a kid, but this whole process has helped us come to terms with that and realize that this is a beautiful time in our life right now, and like we can really, really enjoy a wonderful family vacation. We're just gonna learn from the training and stick with our schedule. And guess what? At 7 in the evening, we can have a glass of wine and watch the sunset after baby's in bed, and that'll be really beautiful.
That's
Yeah.
so awesome. It's so awesome. Well, thank you so, so much for sharing. I have one last question is if you ever met somebody that that you know they were sleep deprived, but they were scared to sleep train, or they were scared to ask for help, or they felt like asking for help was kind of weird. Like, how can somebody help you when they don't know you and they don't know your baby? Like, could you maybe just kind of frame like why it works or what you would tell them if those were some of their concerns?
Well, I'd say first off, we're doing the gentle method.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're not doing cry it out. So that's a big plus because we're there physically, emotionally, mentally for our kids. We're in coach mode. We're
Yeah, we're in
teaching them
coach
these
mode. Yep.
skills. And that said, it's normal to feel some kind of anxiety or nervousness going into it. And if that's you, that was us too. But you know what? It was a lot less tears than I feared.
Mhm.
Um, and in fact, it just ended up being my fears were not realized. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. And I would also say that it's a lot more scientific than I realized. That I thought it was just a coin toss of how your baby would sleep on any given day, and that no one ever has any control over that. And what I've learned is all the actions that we take, things that we do during the day, can help the baby sleep better or not. And it just feels like we have much more control and understanding of the situation. And that Joanna, with her scientific and empathetic background and approach, can help a lot with that.
So beautifully said. It's true, you guys. It's sleep science, behavioral science, attachment theory, along with some general cheerleading and support and guidance. All of that combined together, and teamwork
And I
team
would
with
say
the
like
3 of
this,
us, and then the
yeah.
team between the 2 parents, and you combine all that together, and you work day by day, step by step, at the pace that's right for everybody, including the parents and especially the baby. Um, any child can learn their sleep skills, and it doesn't have to be high drama. It can be this totally gorgeous experience where you're just amazed by your child, and you guys can start high-fiving each other and saying, "We're an awesome team, and we no longer are walking on eggshells. We're, like, psyched to go sit out on the porch tonight and have a glass of wine together and
I want to
enjoy."
say it felt like magic the first time I put him in the crib, and then I walked out of the room and he didn't even cry and he just started to settle and soothe. But it
Yeah.
was actually like science, you know, and
Yeah.
it's actually what he needed all along. So thank you, Joanna. It was really,
Um,
it's rare to have such a transformative like learning experience, but this is like, you know, a major skill that our son learned as a child and we learned as parents that we're going to take forward into the next set of like learnings for him.
Definitely one of the best things we've done as parents.
No regrets.
Yeah.
High five, you guys. High five. Thank you so much, you guys.